Oh, all right. This is my review for Michael. All right, so this movie, this is what I'm going to say about this movie. This movie is very good, but this is what I'll say. I would totally understand if some people may feel a different way. The reason I say that is because this movie totally won me over. Look at me, I can't even stop smiling. And that's because the movie won me over. Within the first 30 minutes of this movie, I felt like I liked the movie, but I felt like it was a lot of montages, a lot of like music montages, and I wasn't getting much story. The real story really starts once Michael turns into a young man during this film, when he wants to start thinking about going on his own away from the Jackson 5. That is where the biggest part of the story, and that's when I really was getting more in tune with the movie. And there is an argument to be made of maybe because that first few 30 minutes of the film was Jackson 5, we didn't really get to know the Jackson 5 too much. We didn't really, I really wish I got to see more of the brothers interacting when they were kids. I wanted more of them talking, even more of them talking when they were more younger adults. This to kind of give me more of an idea of the Jackson 5 a little bit. Obviously, it's a Michael movie. It's not a Jackson 5 movie. But the point is, Jackson 5 is a big part of Michael's life. So I wish they gave us more of the kids talking and interacting so we could really... I wish they, instead of giving us too much montage in the first 30 minutes of that, I wish they gave us a bit more. But after that first 30 minutes, when it starts going into Michael becoming a young man, then it slows down a little bit and you get to actually see Michael dealing with the fact that he wants to go off on his own and, you know, have to face his father. So I liked, that's when the movie really started getting good for me. And here's the thing. I understand, because most of this movie is a lot of like music video. They put a lot of time into the music sequences in this movie. And here's the thing. Like I said, the first 30 minutes was a lot of montage, and I was saying that that's where I wasn't really in tune with. That's where I wasn't really locked in as much. But when Mike was a young adult, he has so many great songs. He has Thriller, he has Human Nature. There's so much great songs that when it gets to Michael being a young man, when they start taking more time on the songs, when he's actually a young man and we know him as Michael Jackson, like we know like he just like by himself, when they take more time in that part of the film, I can't actually complain because I'm smiling. I can't stop smiling right now because that's how the movie made me feel. Like at the end of the, when he's saying I'm bad and he's performing at the end of the movie, like I feel like energetic. I feel great. And I can't lie, like they spent time on the music. They really spent a lot of time on this music scenes where it almost feels like a concert film. But when I was watching the movie, a part of me was like, is this too much time? I want to get back to more of the story. But the thing is, I was enjoying it. I was smiling. And I can't stop smiling now because the music scenes and the music scenes was just that great. The concert scenes were just that great. Like, I wasn't born when all this stuff was going on. I was born in 1996. So I missed out on a lot of stuff. I was, you know, I was being born at certain points in my life. And basically, I didn't really fall in love with Michael until like he passed away, because I didn't really know. I was young and I didn't really, like, I heard about him and I was like, oh, of course, Michael Jackson's the biggest in the world. But when he passed away, when I was in high school, I would remember just like hearing about it and different things. And like, I always heard his music. I always knew it was good. But when I was really more of a young adult, when I really got more mature, I started going back and I was like, I want to see what this is all about. And I listened to every single song, I listened to everything. And I think one of my favorites is Tabloid Junkie. That's like one of my favorite songs by him. Just because, you know, all this stuff is, he's very scrutinized through the public eye and public image and all this type of thing. So that's why I really love Tabloid Junkie. But Human Nature is my favorite for real. But the point is, he has a lot of great songs. And the thing is, like, as much as I'm saying they took a lot of time on it, I am so like I'm trying to stop my cheeks from smiling like an idiot. But the point is, I love the way this movie ends. And I heard rumors of them making a part 2, like continuing the story. I heard rumors. I'm not sure if they're definitely going to do it. But the point is, I love this movie. And I didn't think I would, because the first 30 minutes, I'm gonna watch it again for sure. But the thing is this. The way it ends, I love the way it ends because he's really going off on his own, and it's like a big chapter of his life that you're getting. It's not his whole entire life; it's a big chapter of it. So I love it. And here's the thing: I know that there's a lot more chapters. There's a lot more. There's some darker stuff they could have tackled if they wanted to. But the point is, this is a big chapter of his life. They don't have to go into that part right now if they don't want to. But the point is, if they make a part two, then yes, I think you do have to, because now you're in the second half. You're in the biggest, a different chapter of his life, and I think that's when you kind of try to tackle that stuff if you want. But I know there was some rights issues and different things like that, which I understand. But as far as the movie on its own, I enjoyed it, and I didn't think I would after the first 30 minutes because there's just so much montage. They could have put a lot. There's a lot of story that they could have put more. There's a lot more we could have seen. But how do I feel leaving the theater? I feel great. I felt amazing leaving the theater, and it's just because his nephew is so good. Like, he plays the role so good. And like I said, I keep saying these sequences are very long, the dance sequences, but the point is, at the end of this movie, I felt like I was watching Michael. The end of this movie, I felt like I was watching Michael. He was moving so good, and like, I felt like I was at a Michael Jackson concert at the end of this movie. They make you feel it. And I'm like, I'm back. Like, I just want to, the music is just so good that, like, at the end of the movie, it ends on such a high note. Like, I couldn't, like, not like the movie. Like, I was being very still-faced. Like, the first 30 minutes, I was like, movie, give me more. And I wasn't going and trying not to like it. I just wanted more. And here's the thing. I still want more. If they were to continue the story, that would be great. But the thing is this: if I had to have any gripes on this film, this is what I would say. I wish we got to see more of his mom. His mom is in this movie a good amount. His dad's in the movie is a good amount. But the point is, I wish I got to see. I feel like I didn't know anyone. I didn't feel like I didn't really get to know anyone too much. But I still enjoyed the movie. Like, I gotta be honest, I still enjoyed it, even though I want more. Even though I want more substance from it. I want more. I wanted to see Michael and his brother's relationship a little bit more. There was a lot more that they could have done, but from what they gave me and how I felt leaving the theater, I felt great. Like, if someone told me out of 5 stars, what would you give this? As far as how I felt leaving the theater, I left on a 5. But if I'm just talking about the movie, just the movie, I would give it a solid. I would give it a solid 4, and I want to give it a 3.5 because of how much stuff, like, I felt like I missed as far as, like, the characters. I wanted to know more about the Jackson 5. I wanted to know more about the brothers. I feel like I didn't get to know anyone. That's why I feel like it would really be a 3.5, but I can't give it a 3.5 because this movie just made me feel so good. And I think it's because the music hit so hard, but also, like, those moments of him, even though it's not the story point of him becoming a young man and having to face his dad and just like, yo, I need to do this. I need to go on my own. Like, that was so strong for me. So that's why I give it straight 4 out of 5 if I had to. But I really did enjoy this movie. And like I said, I completely understand if people walk out of this movie, they don't like it because they're looking for something more. And I was the same way when I was watching it. I was watching it like this, like, give me some more about Michael. But the thing is, those scenes, the concert scenes, are so good. Like, I felt like I went to a concert. I felt like my movie ticket was worth like $1,000 because felt like I was at Michael's concert. Like, they did so good. Like, dances were so good. The songs are so good. And I was just like, by the end of the movie, it makes me want to watch it again. I love the ending. I love the ending because he's really going out on his own on the end. And he's really making that statement like, I'm bad. I love it. I love the ending of this movie. I love the ending of this movie. It just ends on such a high note. I don't think I've ever seen a movie. The only other movie I think I can remember recently that ends on such a high note, I would say, is like Top Gun Maverick. Like, certain movies, if they end on such a high note and you walk out like flying on a cloud, like, that is your experience. Like, even if it was a little rocky, if you go on a roller coaster and it wasn't that good, but then like it did some really good loops at the end and like it really makes you feel that adrenaline at the end, you'd be like, how's the roller coaster? You'd be like, that was really good. So like, the movie was I want to see it again. That's what I'll say. And obviously, I feel like everyone's just gonna be listening to Michael Jackson music a lot right now. But dang, man, sight to see, man. I really felt like I was at a Michael Jackson concert at the end of this movie. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I'm saying. Okay, I think that's it. I don't want. If they make a part 2, then I'll get into more information if they go on, because there's so much I could deep dive in, but they didn't talk about that stuff in here, so we're not gonna go into that. But if they have another movie and they choose to go into some public scrutinies and different things like that, then that's cool too. But I really like this as a chapter in Michael's life, a few chapters. Stage Your Notre Dame, spread love and light, and let's sign off. Actually, no, hold on. This is what I was gonna say. The reason I like the ending of this movie is because some people might see this movie and feel like there's so much they're missing, and I completely understand. But one thing I want to say is this. I'm sure at times in Michael's life, there were times where he felt really good. He was flying on a high. And I'm sure there was times in Michael's life when he was feeling sad. And you do see a bit of that in this movie. But the point I'm trying to make is this. To act like when he's on the stage in this movie, the way it ends, to act like he didn't feel amazing in that moment, I feel like they captured it perfectly at the end of this movie, because it's like a snapshot of someone's life. Obviously, there's other stuff going on. But I like this movie because, like, if they do continue his story and they do add more elements of some paparazzi stuff and all these different type of stuff they want to add, they can, of course. And it could be a little darker in different ways. But the point I'm trying to make is, I like this as a snapshot in a couple of different elements and chapters in his life, because I feel like that's how life is. And sometimes people make documentaries and stuff, and then it always ends, not always, but for the most time, it'll end off in a way where you feel bad or something like that. And I'm not trying to say you should feel bad, but what I'm trying to say is that I don't think it's wrong to feel good for Michael. I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I don't think we should feel bad for feeling good that this movie ends on a high note, because I'm sure he had high notes in his life. So I like this for him, at least for one chapter. That's what life is, ups and downs. And I like that this movie at least ends on an up. And if the next one ends on a down, or if it balances out, however they want to do it. But I enjoyed this movie. Stage Your Notre Dame, spread love and light. And I can't do no Michael Jackson moves. I can't try to do some moves for this review. Oh boy, I'm not gonna do nothing crazy. Let's just peace out, and I will sign off like this with a moonwalk, with a finger moonwalk.